China turns into a furnace, heatwave hatches eggs, pops corn, and overwhelms crematoriums. From the southern coastlines to the northern plains, China is being scorched by an unprecedented heatwave that's melting not just roads, but reality itself. With air temperatures hovering near 40 degrees and ground-level heat reaching a blistering 81 degrees, parts of the country now resemble a live-action survival test. People say it feels less like summer and more like being trapped inside an industrial furnace. Sidewalks are so hot, they're melting the soles off sandals, gluing people's feet to the ground. Motorcycle seats are too hot to touch. Shoes have deformed, tires have burst, and videos show eggs frying on metal surfaces within minutes. One viral clip shows a man cracking an egg on the hood of his car. It sizzled instantly. But this heat wave isn't just uncomfortable, it's deadly. Heat stroke deaths on the rise. Even crematoriums struggling. Across China, cases of heat stroke are surging. In Xinjiang, Henan, a 37-year-old delivery worker collapsed and died on the job. Blood reportedly poured from his nose and mouth. Doctors said his blood vessels had burst from extreme internal heat. In Jiangsu, an elderly couple was found dead after refusing to turn on the air conditioner to save on electricity. State-run media tries to downplay the crisis, but social media tells a darker story. Videos and posts hint at long lines outside crematoriums. Netizens whisper about cover-ups, about deaths unreported and warnings left unsaid. At Qingdao University's Fushan campus in Shandong, a dormitory manager collapsed inside a 6-square-meter duty room without air conditioning. The room reportedly felt like a pressure cooker, with temperatures topping 40 degrees. Meanwhile, over 100 students in Yantai suffered heat-related illnesses. One reportedly died. This isn't just heat, it's mass medical emergency. Eggs hatch themselves. Corn pops in the fields. What's next? China's heatwave has sparked bizarre and apocalyptic scenes. In Yantai, farmers were stunned to see corn kernels popping in the field, literally turning into popcorn under the blazing sun. A viral Douyin video showed an even weirder sight. A woman returned home after 2 days to find her house overrun with baby chicks. She had left 3 boxes of eggs on the floor, thinking they might rot. Instead, 70 out of 90 eggs hatched, cooked by the 40°C indoor heat. People online are losing it. This isn't weather, one netizen joked. It's an alchemy furnace. The government's trying to refine us into immortals. Desperate measures. Shade becomes gold, and water is a luxury. In major cities, crowds are cramming into malls and metro stations just to escape the heat. Stores are offering free ice water, fans, and even letting people lie on the floor. Workers are fainting on the streets. Cities like Hangzhou and Nanjing have rolled out cooling shelters, but they are overwhelmed. Construction workers, street vendors, and delivery drivers are most vulnerable. Some are collapsing mid-shift. Others have started sharing photos of ice packs strapped to their backs, or even pouring water into their shoes to stay upright. The heat is still rising. Meteorologists warn this may be just the beginning. July and August are traditionally China's hottest months, and if global patterns hold, more extreme temperatures are expected. And with China's aging population and fragile energy infrastructure, experts fear the death toll may rise further, especially if people continue to avoid using air conditioning due to fear of high bills. As one viral comment reads, "We used to fear floods and earthquakes. Now it's the sun that's killing us." The internet exploded with jokes. "I was gonna eat them, now they'll eat me," one user quipped. Another said, "Guess those eggs really weren't fake after all." Skeptics chimed in. "Eggs need 21 days to hatch. 2 days? Come on." Clean World's Third Eye revealed shocking video clips of the high-temperature chaos. Roads cracking open, flip-flops melting into asphalt, electric vehicles, including police cars, bursting into flames and tires melting mid-drive, leaving streaks of black rubber behind. This isn't a summer, netizens repeated. It's an alchemy furnace. In Wuhan, people use thermometers to test surfaces. Stone piers reach 56 degrees, metal window frames 52 degrees, and bicycle seats a blistering 81 degrees. Some even fried eggs on their car hoods. Says, in Jiefeng Park, the display read 47.3 degrees, while a boy joked in a viral video, they say it's 39 degrees. I'm burning alive. In Shandong, a July 5th video showed farmers drying corn in the open. Kernels left in the field popped into real popcorn under the 43 degrees C sun. No seasoning needed, the blogger joked. This is pure, natural, piping hot popcorn. Meanwhile, dozens of streetlight solar panels burst into flames. Videos captured white smoke, blazing sparks, and fires igniting the dry roadside weeds. The blogger warned, even the solar lights can't take it. What kind of heat is this? Then came the twist. On July 7th, Jinan, after baking for days, was suddenly hit by violent winds. The sky blackened like night, hurricane-force gusts ripped through the streets, and trees were uprooted. By 5 p.m., 508 million cubic meters of rain had fallen, equal to 424 damming lakes. Netizens gasped, "It's like the sky broke. Is this Jinan's judgment day?" The Third Eye warned that natural and man-made disasters now strike China with brutal frequency. Once-in-a-century phenomena have become disturbingly common. According to ancient belief, but these are omens. Heaven's wrath. The CCP has committed countless evils, and now the heavens deliver retribution. But because the CCP is composed of Chinese people, the punishment also falls on those who follow it. Finally, the Third Eye urged Chinese people to wake up. Only by cutting ties with the CCP, by withdrawing from the party, youth league, and young pioneers, can one find safety amid disaster. The message, reject the devil, embrace the truth, and heaven may still protect you and your loved ones.
A recent hard-hitting commentary warned that China's electric vehicle dream is turning into a dangerous bubble on the verge of collapse. Lavish subsidies, brutal price wars, and shady sales tactics have made it unsustainably costly to boost EV sales. Titled, "China's Electric Vehicle Bubble is About to Burst," with the subtitle, "BYD is in a Bubble," the article highlights that while China sold over 12 million electric and hybrid vehicles in 2024, many Western automakers now view the industry as overheated and heading toward a major crash. BYD, the crown jewel of China's EV sector, remains the world's largest EV manufacturer, but its aggressive and relentless expansion has pushed the company into a dangerous state of overcapacity. It continues full-speed production despite faltering market demand, a move the article labels as fatal. Meanwhile, new challengers like Xiaomi are flooding the market, escalating a cutthroat price war that even BYD can't escape from. Viral videos circulating on Chinese social media reveal a shocking reality. Hundreds of thousands of unsold electric vehicles are sitting idle in warehouses. Dealers are slashing prices in desperation, yet still failing to move inventory. Are these haunting images signaling the end of the era of cheap, low-quality electric vehicles in China? Adding fuel to the fire, Germany's Die Welt recently exposed a troubling sales practice. BYD has been offloading vehicles to its own dealers and rental firms, reclassifying them as used cars, and dumping them back into the market at cut-rate prices, driving down the value of new cars across the board. Ferdinand Dudenhofer, head of the German Center for Automotive Research, slammed BYD's reckless entry into Europe, calling it a brand-damaging, strategyless gamble. He warned that if a new car's value plunges below 50% within just 3 years, it spells financial disaster for consumers. Business Daily added that although Beijing is desperate to dump its surplus production overseas, China's EV exports are hitting a wall, crippled by high foreign tariffs, skepticism around made-in-China products, and rising global resistance. The commentary didn't stop there. It drew alarming parallels between the current EV craze and the spectacular collapses of China's solar, wind, and real estate sectors. Some entrepreneurs went as far as to liken BYD to Evergrande, warning that it too could implode. The message was clear. If China doesn't recalibrate fast, its electric vehicle boom could become a global bust. dragging down supply chains and reshaping the global auto industry. BYD and hundreds of thousands of electric cars rot in warehouses, even dumping prices can't save them. Amid China's dazzling skyline of futuristic skyscrapers and high-tech factories lies a darker, dust-covered reality: mass EV graveyards. Hundreds of thousands of unsold electric vehicles, once hailed as the vanguard of a green revolution, now sit abandoned in massive lots, gathering dust like the ruins of a failed dream. I can't sell them. No one is buying. No one. The voice comes from a car dealership owner in Shenyang, a major city with over 10 million people. Yet his showroom remains empty. The cars he once proudly marketed as having everything, from 400-plus km range and vibrant color choices to record-breaking discounts, now simply sit, collecting dust, waiting to be forgotten. This isn't just his story. It's a reflection of China's auto industry in 2025, where a brutal price war is suffocating even the strongest players. But this crisis goes beyond economics. These EV graveyards are more than just the byproduct of overproduction or a bursting bubble. They've become a silent battlefield in a global tech war. BYD and Tesla, the twin titans of the electric vehicle era, are no longer just fighting over market share or innovation. They've become symbolic weapons in the power struggle between Donald Trump and Xi Jinping as China pushes to cement its place as a global tech superpower. China's electric car market has been spiraling downward since late last year. A weakening economy, cautious consumer spending, and a saturated market have triggered a dramatic collapse in car prices. New cars have become unprofitable. Used cars are now liabilities. One dealership owner confessed in frustration, 600 used cars are just sitting in the warehouse. The lease is almost up. If I can't sell them, I'll have to throw them away. The problem compounds itself. Falling new car prices make used cars almost worthless. Consumers, expecting even deeper discounts, hesitate to buy. Their behavior has changed. They now research extensively online instead of visiting showrooms. Meanwhile, dealers are drowning in unsold inventory with no way out. The result? A full-blown storm. What began as a competitive tactic among a few brands has become an industry-wide collapse. In this chaos, it's no longer the strongest who survive, but the quickest to adapt. Picture rows upon rows of unsold cars, from budget EVs to premium models, quietly decaying in warehouses. Even well-maintained vehicles are struggling to find buyers. With warehouse rents piling up, many dealers are forced to sell at a loss just to stop the financial bleeding. This is no longer a boom. It's a breaking point. Guangdong's manufacturing industry plunges into a deep freeze as foreign giants pull out. As the global economy falters and international trade tensions escalate, Guangdong's once thriving manufacturing hub is being battered by a fresh wave of bankruptcies and closures. On June 30th, two major players, the long-established export-driven Nanhai lighting factory in Foshan and a renowned foreign enterprise in Dongguan, issued shutdown notices announcing the end of operations. Insiders reveal that shrinking demand from the US and Europe has decimated export orders since the start of the year. Many now predict that nearly half of Zhongshan's lighting manufacturers may go under by year's end. Hit hard by the collapsing global economy and intensified US trade pressure, Guangdong's industrial engine is sputtering. On June 30th, the Foshan Nanhai lighting factory released an open letter citing global instability, economic downturn, and insolvency as reasons for its immediate closure. The factory, once a regular presence at major international trade fairs and renowned for its high-quality products and loyal overseas clients, will now settle debts and cease all operations. Ms. Chen, a business consultant who once accompanied the factory to the Hong Kong International Lighting Fair, was heartbroken. They had a loyal customer base abroad. It's truly heartbreaking to see them go, she told the Epoch Times on July 3rd. Ms. Chen noted that since May, overseas orders in the lighting sector have nosedived. If we hadn't pivoted to the domestic market in time, we wouldn't have survived either. She warned that Zhongshan is on track to lose nearly half its lighting factories this year. Meanwhile, other factory owners are already shifting operations overseas. Mr. Tan Dalin, who ran lighting and foreign trade businesses in Beijing and Changsha for nearly 20 years, announced he's halting production in China to focus on his plant in Vietnam. The U.S.-China trade war has hit us harder than the pandemic, he said. Even with faster logistics, there are no orders, and tariffs are too high. It's just not sustainable. Foreign invested firms are faring no better. On June 25th, Canadian tech giant Celestica's Dongguan branch, Tianhong Technology, announced it would dissolve by the end of June and terminate all employee contracts starting July 1st. In its notice, the company blamed market changes and future strategic adjustments, promising to compensate workers in accordance with Chinese labor law. Authorities confirmed the dissolution filing has been officially recorded. Founded in 2004 with a registered capital of $32.5 million, Tianhong was based in Dongguan's Songshan Lake and served as an OEM powerhouse for global tech brands like IBM, HP, and Cisco. With a 236-acre factory and over 500 staff, it was once Celestica's crown jewel in South China. Globally, Celestica employs over 40,000 people and was once ranked among Business Weekly's top 100 IT firms. Ms. Wu, a former employee of a state-owned enterprise in Dongguan, said the collapse of Tianhong reflects a wider shift. North American clients are accelerating the relocation of production due to geopolitical risks. Factories are moving to Mexico, Vietnam, and Eastern Europe. China is no longer a priority. Made in China is now seen as a geopolitical liability in the West. And it's not just Foshan and Dongguan. Zhongshan, too, is seeing a quiet exodus. Several companies have had their industrial licenses revoked. According to the Zhongshan Municipal Market Supervision Bureau, licenses for Jinshengwei Paper and Fuying Daily Chemical were canceled for non-compliance with production requirements. While the notices don't mention bankruptcy, they expose the regulatory and survival pressures suffocating local manufacturers. Official data shows that in Q1 2025, Zhongshan recorded a net loss of 22 companies, many of which relocated to cities like Foshan, Guangzhou, and Zhuhai. It's a sign that Guangdong's industrial landscape is undergoing painful restructuring. Industry insiders are sounding the alarm. "It's worse than the darkest days of the pandemic," said one. "Factories dependent on foreign trade are being hit hardest." Ms. Wu summed it up. Trade wars, tariffs, rising costs, and vanishing orders are accelerating the de-China trend in global manufacturing.